This is a quick demo of the Shape Effects plugin. It's from toolboxplugins.com. It was originally on graphicextras.com. Well, there's versions still for CS5, CS4, etc. on Graphic Extras. This plugin is for CS6, and I'm demonstrating it on the Mac, but also can be used on the PC. It's a toolbox plugin for Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator. Right, first thing to do, once you've actually downloaded, of course you can download a demo off the toolboxplugin.com website, and you can use that. It's very functionally limited demo, but you can see the basic idea of the plugin. I'm just going to show you the actual full released version now. And to install it, go to the Applications folder on the Mac, Adobe Illustrator CS6, Plugins, and I've created a subfolder called Graphic Extras where I've put the plugin. It's an AIP file. So once that's installed, now I've got Illustrator running, so I'm just going to go back to that. Just to go to Illustrator. Now, all the plugins from toolboxplugins.com are shown here in the toolbox. So just over the toolbox here. And once you've installed it, you've actually got the rectangle tool. These are standard tools that come with Illustrator. And at the bottom, there's some new ones. So Shape Effects, there's a couple other tools. They just basically do slightly more abstract design, sort of random manipulation of points. I'll quickly demonstrate those as well, just to show some of the effects there. But the first one, the main one is the Shape Effects tool. So I'm just going to go to that. Now, it creates a path. And so the path is, obviously, you have to initially, if you wish, set a colour, a fill, and there's also a stroke if you wish. And I'm just going to quickly apply the design. And the whole functionality is basically by dragging from the start point over there all the way over to, and you just do that to define the design. Also in this plugin, slightly different from some of my other plugins on the website, is that you can also modify the design by going up and down as well as left to right. So there's sort of different paths. So I'm just going to stop at that point just to create the design. So there's the actual design. I'll just create quick another design. There's another. So you just create different things. I'm just going to select that, move that out of the way. Of course, you can set the color at that point. It's just a standard path once it's been created, and you can just obviously create thousands of different designs straight away. You just quickly just do that. So it's a sort of like becomes like near enough like a nozzle, so you can just apply different designs very quickly. Of course, you can just duplicate them if you wish. You don't have to do that, but you can just quickly create them like that. Just right. So once you've done that, now I'm just going to go over there. You can also, of course, apply a stroke. You can also apply beautiful strokes to them as well, so you can create sort of much more elegant designs than that. Also, you can, of course, apply styles as well as brushes and so on and so on. So that's the basic set. The next thing to show you is that you can actually modify the design. Obviously, just drag and dropping would be fairly limited. So I'm just going to go and select the tool again. Do that. And now I'm going to hold the Shift key down. And the path now you can see is slightly different. And actually I'm not holding it down now. It's actually remembered the setting. So obviously I can just hold the Shift down again and just change the setting. So I'll just set it there. And you will notice there's a little yellow box just below with the setting value there. So the documentation will actually tell you what that setting is. So obviously it's a sort of curve setting. But so you can just modify, you can just see the curve just changing there. So now that's done. Now that will stay. It's a sticky value. So now this is again just changing the key setting. So it's just different types of designs of paths can be created there, just to sort of unusual. Once you've released it, it goes back to the original default setting. So it's but you can also modify using the control and various things like the space bar and that sort of stuff on the PC. On the Mac, some of the settings are slightly different, so not all the functionality on the Mac is available as it is on the PC. Right, so that's an initial creation of the path, which of course you can combine the paths as well. So you can just go and select one of these paths, and then you can of course just join that path with the other path. So you can create virtually unlimited path designs. Now, Just going to show you the other. I'll just quickly show you also some of the other. So you can hold the shift down, you can hold the control down to create different types of path. Tab, so you can make more. So very complicated designs can be created in very few seconds using this shape tool, and there's virtually infinite amount of designs it can create. Mainly all are using about 8 points. That's the basic approach. That was the whole purpose of the Shape Effects plugin in the first place. Right. Now I'm just going to go to the other ones, Shape Effects tool. Actually, I'll just quickly clear these ones out. So select all, delete, and just going to quickly apply this other one. And that's actually a random one, so you can actually see it jittering as you move it. Again, you can modify it by using the shift key, so you can create sort of weird and unusual paths. Now, actually, in some of these ones, it's actually probably best to use no fill and just use a stroke, so you can actually just see it as lines. So you can actually create very unusual abstract designs in seconds. And I'm just of course, again, you can use the beautiful strokes on that as well. So you just go there, set size, you can actually see the beautiful strokes. So you can create very abstract drawn designs in Illustrator. Now, go to the other one and apply that, and that creates, well, obviously you can see that far more random sort of effects. There's lines, and you can of course just apply these very quickly, and you can change the colour of the stroke. So I'm just going to change that to red. Now I'll just apply, so you can see red or green. It's actually filled it instead of set that back to that, and set to that green, and so on and so on. Select the path, and of course you can actually change the size. Very quick and easy to do that. And of course, once you've done that, you can apply effects and all that sort of stuff as well. Now I'm just going to quickly show the last one, and it's the shape tool there, and that creates, again, abstract designs. But this one is actually creating ones that have got very limited points. So the previous one was actually for 8 points. This one is actually 8 points or less. So basically all the paths that are created are very similar to the first one I was showing, but are actually just very limited to number of points that are actually in the path. I'll just quickly select one of those, and you can just see the path. There's very few points in this path, and it's just great for creating abstract designs in a few seconds.